Hey, hockey fans, and welcome back to another edition of Puck My Life. Tonight, I'm going to do this one solo, and I'm going to be talking about the game experience that I had on October 23rd, where I got to watch the Madison Capitals take on the Muskegon Lumberjacks. And the Madison Capitals are part of the USHL, which stands for the United States Hockey League. If you're not familiar with the USHL, here's a map of where the teams are located. It's a fairly good-sized league. I've actually seen three of these teams play at home. I've seen, obviously, the Madison Capitals, the Muskegon Lumberjacks, and the national development team for Team USA. And for this upcoming season, the plan is to try to see at least one more team in this league, and it's looking like it's either going to be the Chicago Steel or the Youngstown Phantoms. Now, there is a possibility that I might be doing a couple of trips to try to head a little further out west and maybe see some of the other teams, but that's still kind of up in the air. We'll be dropping some more of the information as it becomes available on where you can check us out next. And if you're not already, one of the quickest ways that you'll hear about that is if you go over to the Instagram at PuckMyLife and follow us over there. All right, so the Madison Capitals play at Bob Suter Capital Ice Arena just outside of Madison, Wisconsin. For me, it's a 7-hour, 53-minute drive, roughly just about 500 miles to get there. And we were actually already going out there to visit some of my wife's friends. And I said, hey, let me look and see if there's going to be a hockey game in and around the area. And I was able to find out that the Madison Capitals were at home. Unfortunately, the Wisconsin Badgers were not in town that weekend, so that was unfortunate. I would have really liked to see them, but maybe if we go back there and visit them again this year, you'll be able to catch that game experience if we're able to get that one completed. All right, so like I said, they play at Bob Suter Capital Ice Arena, and it's actually a nice building. It's kind of got like more of a modern feel, even though on the outside it kind of has like a little dated look. But overall, was really impressed with this. The one thing I would say about this arena is I did not like the backs on those seats. If you look at that first row that is just by the ice, those backs did not really do much for you. They were really stiff, and if you get a chance to go there, I would highly recommend to make sure you get one of the seats with just no backing, because you can see it's bleacher style seating in there, and the ones that had the backing, you can see part of this section here. A lot of the seats don't, some of them do. Try to get one without. I actually had to move up a row. Thankfully, it wasn't a sold out event, so I didn't have to worry about taking somebody else's seat. Excuse me. But I would highly recommend not getting one with that backing on it. It just was not good. And then another thing I really did like about the arena is on the other side, they had all the banners for all the teams that were part of the USHL, which I thought was really cool. All right, next up is parking. So one cool thing about the arena is that it had free parking for everybody. So there was plenty of parking for anybody who attended one of the events. So you don't have to worry about that. You're going to save yourselves about $5 to $20 compared to other arenas, but free parking, not far from the arena, and plenty of parking to where you don't have to worry about trying to park on one of these side streets or anything. You can just show up right at the arena and you will be good to go. All right, tickets. One cool thing I liked about their tickets is that some of them actually included all you can eat, and some with the adult beverage, some without. And actually the prices weren't too bad, as you can see here. This is straight from their website. I decided that from now on, we'll probably just go and see what current prices are. So now that instead of when we were actually at the arena at that time, prices might have changed a little bit. Everything seems to have gone up just slightly. But as you can see here, prices are not really bad for this. There's really not a whole lot of seating. As you can see at the seating chart, we did sit on the opposite side of the arena, right on the center line, and we were at the top of our section, but it wasn't too bad. And if you see over there, there's like a balcony on the right-hand side. That, I think, is where everybody who had the all-you-can-eat was up there. They were kind of watching the game from up there. So it was a really cool arena, and I was excited that we were able to get in here and catch a game. All right, merch. So one thing I really like doing is I really like getting to the arenas early, especially so I can look around, see what all kind of amenities and stuff they have, check everything out. And also I like to get to the merch store early just because you never know if they're going to be doing some kind of special like sale for that night, or they're doing like a game day puck or something like that that's just for that night. And when I went to the game store, I was looking around and it's not very big. I mean, it is probably the smallest team shop that I've seen. Just a couple of round racks, a few things hanging on the wall, and then like one or two display cases. That was pretty much it. That part of it was disappointing. But the more disappointing thing was when I was looking around, I did not see any pucks. And I'm like, oh my goodness. We had just drove over 500 miles and go to this game, and there's no pucks. And I was pretty devastated. And I asked the lady, like, hey, you guys got like pucks in the back? Like, what's going on? And she's like, no. She's like, with everything, this is, back a little ways ago, but she's like, we just haven't got our shipment in and everything. She's like, I apologize. And I'm like, okay, it's okay. And so the only thing I bought was this shirt at the time. And this was like $30, which it's okay. I mean, I wanted to get something from there, and then they didn't have any jerseys yet. They were also sold out of all the jerseys. The only ones that they had left were just the few player jerseys that had been picked over that weren't really that good, like some like special night ones or whatever. But none of them were really that good or worth the high price that they were asking for them. So I said, is there any way to get one of the game pucks or something just so I can have a puck? And she's like, no, not really. And so I'm like, okay. So I went, sat at my seat, and we're watching the game. And I was kind of down. It was really hard for me to enjoy the game at that point, and I felt bad. And all of a sudden, I heard a noise up against the boards when one of the guys was trying to wrap it around. And I heard a loud smack, and then I saw something coming right toward me. And what would you know? It was actually a game-used puck, the one that you can see here in the photo, but I'll give you guys a nice little close-up on it. You can see some of the marks on it. There's some paint chips and everything. But yeah, I was really thankful. Okay, now I'm missing. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Anyway, but yeah, I was super stoked to get this. My mood definitely changed immediately. And what were the chances of that happening, getting there, and them not having a puck, and I end up leaving with a game-used puck that actually, I don't know if this one scored a goal or not, but there was a goal. As you can kind of barely see in the image there. It was 2-0 at that point. So I don't know exactly if this one scored a goal or not. Quite frankly, I don't care. I just love that I have it in my collection. I love that it's got the scrapes and bruises on it. And just definitely something really cool to add to the collection. I was really thankful to have got this. Unfortunately, they didn't have any of the pucks in the store, but hey, at the end of the day, it still worked out. All right, next up is concessions. So this is what they had for concessions. If you did get that voucher, there was that other area that I was telling you about earlier that they were doing the food up there. But this was the concessions for anybody else who just had a regular ticket. They just literally just had two lines going there. Everything seemed to be pretty much on par. They had like pulled pork nachos and stuff like that, and a few other cool things. But other than that, it was pretty standard. The night that we went was actually Pucks and Paws. So we actually went a night where you could bring your dog in. So there's a lot of dogs around. They were giving out dog treats and doggy bags with a bunch of little cool stuff for your dog, which is really cool. So it was definitely a good time. But like as far as concessions go, it was pretty average. All right, atmosphere. So there wasn't like a ton of people there. I mean, you can kind of see there's like little pockets kind of scattered throughout. There was definitely a lot more people on our side, but overall there wasn't like a ton of people there. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I think if I remember this correctly, I think this was like might have been a Friday or Saturday night. So I was actually really surprised that there wasn't a whole lot of people there. And then the other picture there, so they did check a puck, and that little puck that's on the red line that's just in front of that banner, that was my puck. And that's the closest I've ever been to winning at Chuck a Puck. And one thing I really did like about what they did is they had all these banners. They had like 8 banners that they draped in between the blue lines, and 4 on each side. And each of these banners was for a local business. So the businesses would give out whatever gift card they had at that time. Some were different increments, but so whatever one you threw at, you would win that business's gift card. So it was kind of cool. I know I've been to other ones where you just win like a Amazon gift card or a Visa gift card or something like that. But this was kind of cool that they were able to do something with the community, help out local business, do some sponsorship type stuff. So definitely interesting. And another really cool thing that I liked is, so you can see on the other side, there's no seating back there. There was just the balcony where I'm standing, and then there's a walk around that took you around to where the concession stand was. But they had a really nice spot where you could just stand and watch the game. So I actually went down there for like 5-10 minutes and actually got to see a goal scored down here. So, but that was really cool to be able to go down there and check that out from ice level and kind of watch that a little bit. It was definitely neat. And then you can see here, right up there in the middle, next to the advertisement with the house just in front, you can see a few people in the middle. That's so my wife and her 2 friends there waving at me once they spotted me down there watching the game from the corner. But everybody had a good time. It kind of gives you a little bit more of an idea of how many people were there. But yeah, it was definitely fun. All right, let's get into the puck score. So for the Madison Capitals, I gave them a 10 for parking, 10 for tickets, 5 for merch, 8 for concessions, and 7 for atmosphere. And to round them off with a puck score of 40. And then as far as the wow/X factor, I gave them 1 extra point, and it was mainly because of their tickets and that they add in that you can get all you can eat food and stuff like that. So if we go back and visit her friends again and we go and see the Madison Capitals, I really want to upgrade our tickets to that and see what it's really like. So if we end up doing that, I'll try to come back on here and give you guys an update as to how that was and if it was worth it and everything. But overall, I think a 41 is a fair score for this. And like I said, the thing with the merch, I know that was probably a shipping thing, but at the same time too, the rest of their stuff wasn't all that great. And the stuff they had, the quality, like this was probably the nicest piece they had. It's like a dry fit material. It's not CCM or Nike or anything like that, but it was kind of expensive for what it was. But at the time I hadn't caught that puck yet. And so I had to leave with something, and the rest of it was like quarter zip fleeces that had like little Madison Capital logos on it. The rest of the merch was just not that great. So hopefully if you guys do go and check them out, they'll have pucks and jerseys at that time. So, all right, well, mark your calendar if you guys are going to be in the area at all. Mark and I are going to be going down to see the Motor City Rockers on October 13th. And I know in the last video we had talked about us going to see the Flint Firebirds. It's looking like that's going to happen on October 19th instead of the 1st. I might still go on the 1st. I think that is their home opener. I might see if Jose is busy and see if he wants to go with me. But I believe I know the 13th is a Thursday night. I'm not sure what the 19th is, but that's what we're looking to do. As of right now, I've been talking to the other guys, the other part of the crew, and seeing what games that we're going to be going to this year. I have a board going over here of possibilities. There's a few possible road trips out west. There's a lot of things going on, and a lot of scheduling stuff starting to come up. So we'll see how everything goes. We'll try to keep you guys updated as much as possible as to where we're going to be if you want to do a meetup. And we'd love to meet each and every one of you guys. So if you're going to be at any of those games, feel free to head over to the Instagram and let us know that you're going to be at one of those games, so we can meet up with you and say hi. And if you get a chance to, yeah, like I said, just go over, check out the Instagram. We got there's reels there now. You can see all the different in-game shots that we've done, different intros and everything of all the different teams. If you click on the tabs there, you can see some of the highlights from each of the leagues that we've attended. And I'm really excited too, for next month, we're going to finally be able to add a new banner up on our highlights tab, which will be the Federal Prospect League. We also are going to be probably running another giveaway here pretty soon. I'm looking at doing something similar to what we did for the Rumblebees, where we did the puck and schedule combo, and I'm looking at doing the same thing for the Motor City Rockers. So if you get a chance, make sure you're subscribed and following us on Instagram to get more details for when our next giveaway will be dropping. Well, I appreciate all you guys for stopping by today and finding out what it's like to go and check out the Madison Capitals. And we appreciate all you guys that stop by and check us out. And we're looking at doing a lot of stuff here this season. I feel like this season is going to go by really fast. We have some goals set. Hopefully we can meet these goals. I don't know how we're going to do some of that, but you never know how things are going to go. So I'm hoping to do around 20 new game experiences this year to bring to you guys. So stay tuned for that. Join the ride. Make sure you're subscribed to us on YouTube and following us on Instagram. As always, you guys have a great night. Remember, it's all for the love of hockey. And we will catch you in the next one, where Cody and I will be talking about the Edmonton Oil Kings, who are part of the WHL, this coming Friday night. So you guys have a great evening, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.